Hello and welcome to yet another brand new edition of Colors of India, your weekly cultural diary on Rajya Sabha TV. I am Teena with the best of the cultural events we've covered for you during the week gone by. So as always, let's begin with the highlights of the episode. First up on the show this week, a musical adaptation of Charles Dickens' famous novel, A Tale of Two Cities. Next, we'll take you to a puppet-making workshop. And then we'll head to a concert where young musicians and dancers present their skills. The historical novel, A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens, is now a musical. Veteran theatre director Faisal Al-Qazi presented a theatrical musical adaptation of the stirring story, full of colour and variety, rage and love, with unforgettable characters caught up in the whirlwind of history. Set against the turbulent days of the French Revolution, it is a poignant yet powerful tale of unrequited love, class divide and also refugee crisis. The theatrical adaptation of Charles Dickens' iconic novel, A Tale of Two Cities, was staged at Sri Ram Centre for Performing Arts in Delhi recently. Organised as part of the ongoing The Summer Theatre Festival, the play gripped theatre lovers with its European music, unique costumes and impeccable presentation. The play has been directed by Faisal Al-Qazi, the veteran director who has, in the last 4 decades, directed more than 200 plays. The son of theatre doyen Ibrahim Al-Qazi, Faisal has carved out a niche for himself in the Indian theatre scene. Some of his famous works include The Father, The Women, Night Mother, Letters Home, Female Parts, Hazar Chaurasi Ki Maa, Odhni, Rishte Naate, among others. With A Tale of Two Cities, the 2-hour-long musical, Faisal impressed everyone with his brilliant direction. In this presentation, he paid equal attention to each and every character, even taking care of their eloquent costumes and background music. The play being a musical adaptation, there were several moments where music was used as a thread to stitch the various pieces of the story. Music for the play was created by Delhi-based musician Sharmila Livingston, carefully designed, keeping the European period in mind.
This is a classic story which is known by so many of us because we read it in school. Many of us read it in abridged version, class 7 or 8. So just with the classic, I think you have to be very true to the text and the story, because at least 50% of your audience already knows it. But I think because it's a classic, it's very, very modern. So when you see this play, you'll feel ki it's just about today's world. It's about the 99% of people who are disprivileged and the 1% who are very wealthy. So that's what The Tale of Two Cities talks about. It just talks about the haves and the have-nots. And I think that's what we've tried to bring out in this production.
Just drink your beer, don't start a fight. Here's anyone that's ever seen. The room goes spinning around, the room goes spinning around. The rumba spinning around, we'll know exactly.
Not just music, the 2-hour-long play also had some dancing sequences.
What I found. Here's to the Golden's head tonight.
Characters were seen dancing to music in a scene when Sidney Carton invited Lucy Mennett, her father Dr. Mennett, Charles Darnay and others to meet in a pub.
Of London town, you'll only see a happy face.
Each dance movement, pause and expression were accurately coordinated to create a mesmerizing effect on stage.
Just drink your beer, don't start a fight. You'll see anyone that's ever seen.
You stand accused as a traitor.
The performance by Ashish Dhameja as Charles Darnay, a French refugee, stood out.
By traitorously revealing to him what forces our Lord the King.
Akhila Khanna in the role of Lucy Mennett was also quite convincing.
From France 5 years ago, when the gentleman came on board.
Do you mean the prisoner, Miss Manette? Only appearance suggesting a life disreputable, if not quite debauched.
The character of Sidney Carton, played by the director's son Arman Al-Qazi, was also impressive.
Prisoner.
Not so like that I could be mistaken.
Not so like as me.
Well,
Like his twin, must be. They look the same.
I'm playing the character of Charles Darnay in the play that we have today, which is A Tale of Two Cities. So the character is a French aristocrat who left France and is now staying in England and trying to make ends meet as a French tutor. And he gets imprisoned because he gets implicated in a case as somebody who's trying to let out some secrets of England.
I like the performances and the way the musicals have been choreographed, and also one of my colleagues is performing over there, so to see him in action also is a great thing for us. And also what was very good was, the aura of that period came through, so I could actually see that French Revolution and the kind of dynamics that were going on. It was brought very well alive. The period costumes, the emotions, everything was just like, I never thought it would be like this. It's my first actual seeing a theatre like this.
Something more potent.
Can't imagine anything more potent than the wine, Mr. Carton.
Unlike other works of Charles Dickens, the story of A Tale of Two Cities relies more on the plot rather than its dialogues to develop characters.
What is she? Now I'll never know.
No, what, Mr. Carton?
Set against the turbulent days of the French Revolution, combining themes of justice, revenge, love, oppression and sacrifice, this poignant yet powerful tale resonates with relevance even today.
For the help you gave me. The only help the slovenly tongue could give you.
Capturing Dickens' brilliant writing and Faisal's direction, the play went all out to create a memorable evening for all those who attended the show.
I have walked along both paths of love and freedom, and found that freedom can be kind when love is cruel. But it seems I never found the thing until I lost it.
Director Faisal Al-Qazi says, a classic is for all periods. And rightfully so, because even today, the iconic characters of the story continue to evoke that sense of relevance, questioning the inequality that's prevalent in our society even today. We hope you like this beautiful adaptation of the classic text. With that, time for a short break on the program. Lots more coming up ahead after this quick breather. Do stay with us. On the other side, a spotlight on puppetry. Welcome back after the break. India's rich cultural heritage boasts of dozens of classical traditions. One among them is puppetry. Much before the advent of cinema and television, puppetry forms ruled the roost as the perfect form of storytelling. But now, this folk art is slowly fading away due to inadequate patronage and also the advent of electronic medium. So in order to promote and highlight the various facets of this art form, The Sangeet Natak Academy organized a workshop recently that focused on the technical aspects of puppetry and also its relevance. Puppetry, the ancient form of storytelling and theatre, has been around for 4,000 years. Through the ages, it has held an important place in traditional entertainment. It is the least expensive source of entertainment, which imbibes all creative expressions like painting, sculpture, music, literature, dance, and drama. To create awareness about the relevance of this dying art form, the Sangeet Natak Academy organized a 13-day puppet making workshop for children in Delhi. Professional puppeteer and theatre director Kapil Dev, who conducted this workshop, taught children about the techniques of making bunraku puppets. Bunraku is a traditional Japanese puppet style that involves chanting and complex mechanical puppets. Best known for its sophisticated mechanical design of the heads of the puppets, their mouth, nose, eyes, eyebrows, this 400-year-old art form requires 3 puppeteers to operate. A specialist in bunraku form, Kapil says puppetry is one of the most creative ways of telling stories, with great skills to emote the expression of different stage characters. Kapil has been in the profession of puppetry for more than 25 years now. Before turning towards this art form, Kapil was in the field of theatre. In his early years as a theatre artist, he explored there are many interesting stories that could not be staged without puppets. It was then that he decided to become a puppeteer to give life to such tales.
देखिए पपेट्री की जहाँ तक अभी की मैं बात कहूँ तो पहले तो मैं शुरुआती दौर में मैं एक्टर था और मैं थिएटर करता था और उसी दौरान जब मैं मिस्टर दादी पदम जी से मिला तो मुझे थिएटर के एक और माध्यम मुझे पता चला कि पपेट के थ्रू भी थिएटर होता है। तभी मेरा इंटरेस्ट जगा और मैंने उनसे जब ये सीखा और उसके बाद क्योंकि मैं खुद प्ले डायरेक्ट करता हूँ तो मुझे बहुत सारी कहानियाँ ऐसी मिलती थी जो कि लगता था कि स्टेज पे पता नहीं कैसे पॉसिबल होगा, लेकिन आर्ट ऑफ पपेट्री जब से मैंने इसके बारे में जाना, स्टडी करा, समझा तो मुझे लगा कि दुनिया की कोई भी कहानी स्टेज पे करना इम्पॉसिबल नहीं है।
Children from different age groups participated in the workshop where they learned how to make their own bunraku puppets. Workshops were divided into several stages, from thermocol cutting to decorating structure through paper mache art to its final costume making.
हमने इस बार बुनराको स्टाइल पपेट्री सीखी है। ये जापानीज़ की एक ओल्डेस्ट पपेट्री स्टाइल है। इसमें बेसिकली सारे जो बॉडी होता है पपेट का उसके सारे जॉइंट्स और सब कुछ मूवमेंट होता है और जो इंडिया में करते हैं उसमें बेसिकली हैंड्स, आर्म्स, लेग्स के जॉइंट्स को मिक्स करके वो मूवमेंट्स होता है। इसका जब स्टार्टिंग होती है हम थर्माकोल का पहले डिज़ाइन बनाते हैं कि आपको कितने इंचेस और उन सब का करके बनाना है। फिर हम नेक्स्ट जो स्टेप होता है वो थर्माकोल की कार्विंग से करते हैं। पहले उसकी पूरी शेप देकर और मटेरियल्स को यूज़ करते हैं उसकी पूरी कार्विंग करके फिर उसके ऊपर क्या कहते हैं पेपर माशी होती है, फिर पीओपी के जो या चॉक पाउडर से लेयर करके फिर उसके बाद पेंटिंग और कॉस्ट्यूम का होता है।
बुनराको पपेट्री में पपेट के सारे पार्ट्स बनते हैं, हेड, बॉडी, लेग्स, हैंड्स सब अलग अलग बनते हैं और फिर उसको सर हमें मैनिपुलेशन उसका हमें सिखाएंगे और फिर उन पपेट्स को एक स्टोरी में के थ्रू हम लोग ऑपरेट करना सीखेंगे।
The culture of puppetry, which is believed to have originated in either India or China, is spread across the globe. In India, Katputli wooden puppets from Rajasthan and leather puppets from Andhra Pradesh are the most popular. While wayang puppets are popular shadow puppets in Indonesia. Similarly, England has slapstick punch and Judy puppet shows. What's so beautiful about the puppetry style is its fun element and creative presentation. Sadly, it is in danger of being forgotten, but through workshops like these, efforts are being made to promote and preserve this age-old technique of storytelling. One of the most popular forms of traditional entertainment in India, puppetry is now a dying art form. It has been facing stiff competition from cinema, television, video and computers, and today there are very few takers for live puppet shows. But through events like these, the art of puppetry can be revived and infused with contemporary influences. On that note, time for another quick break on the program. Still more coming up ahead. Don't go anywhere. On the other side, glimpses of performances from the Smaran concert series. Thank you for staying with us on the program. For artists, there's no bigger appreciation than to get an audience that views and enjoys their art, especially for the emerging artists. So we take you today to the 7th edition of the Smaran concert series that featured young Indian classical musicians as well as dancers. Young artists of Indian classical music came together to showcase their talents at the 7th edition of Smaran, a concert series featuring young Indian classical musicians and dancers. Students of Sadhyan Academy of Performing Arts opened the musical evening with an invocation. It was followed by a Carnatic vocal recital by Anaga Manikandan. Anaga is a student of class 12. She surprised spectators with her melodious performance. Hailing from a family of musicians, Anaga inherited music from her father and guru, Guruvayu Dr. T.V. Manikandan, who is a professor in the Faculty of Music and Fine Arts, Delhi University. The young musician received her training in classical music from the great violin maestro and Padma Bhushan awardee Professor T.N. Krishnan.
I actually started learning music from the age of 3 from my father and my guru, Guruvayu Dr. T.V. Manikandan, who is a professor in Delhi University. I am also learning music from Padma Bhushan Sangeeta Kalanidhi Shri T.N. Krishnan sir. It is actually something which I have started from when the age I could remember from. So it basically, you cannot say that I started from particularly this age. It has always been there in the family. So I have been listening to my father, and that's how I grew up, listening to music from my father and learning subsequently from him from the age of 3.
At this concert, Anaga enthralled music lovers with her compositions in Rag Natai, also known as Ninne Bhajan, followed by a composition on deity Shiva in Rag Purvi Kalyani.
We'll be starting with a composition in Ragam Nate, which is called Ninne Bhajana, which will be followed by a composition in Purvi Kalyani called Ananda Nadamadu Arthillai. It is about the deity Shiva. And then we have a rare composition in a ragam called Nasika Bhushani, which is called Maravairi. The main highlight of or main item of the performance would be Manasu Vishaya, which is a composition by Saint Tyagaraja, composed by Saint Tyagaraja, and the ragam Natakurunji.
The best of her recital was Manasu Vishay, a piece composed by Saint Tyagaraj. The composition was performed in Rag Natakurinji. The subtlety of her pure and powerful rendition beautifully cast its spell and transported listeners to an ethereal state.
मैं अपने एक फ्रेंड के सजेशन पे यहाँ कर्नाटकी म्यूज़िक क्लासिकल देखने आया था और काफ़ी अच्छा है, काफ़ी अलग है और हमारे हिंदुस्तानी कल्चर के से जुड़ा हुआ म्यूज़िक है, तो काफ़ी अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस था।
क्लासिकल तो हमारा लोग भूलते जा रहे हैं, जो नहीं भूलना चाहिए, हम लोग को रिवाइव करना चाहिए इसको। इट इज़ वन ऑफ द एरियर्स, इसके जो चाहने वाले हैं बहुत लिमिटेड मिलते हैं आपको, बट जो मिलते हैं वो दिल से इसको लाइक करते हैं।
Another performance that captivated the audience was Hindustani violin recital by Nandini Shankar. Daughter and disciple of Dr. Sangeeta Shankar and granddaughter of Padma Bhushan awardee Dr. N. Rajam, Nandini left the audience spellbound with her mesmerizing performance. The young violin artist created magic on stage with her brilliant control over the string instrument. The heartwarming tunes set the mood of the concert, making the festival a big hit and also a memorable evening for music lovers. And time now for our weekly culture calendar, where we tell you all about the upcoming cultural events in your city. For those who want to learn charcoal sketching, a workshop is being organized at Potpuri, Chembur East in Mumbai, 4 p.m. on 22nd June. For music lovers in Hyderabad, a flute recital by Purnima Krishna is scheduled to be held at Phoenix Arena, High-Tech City, 6:15 p.m. onwards on 22nd of June. The All India Fine Arts and Crafts Society in Delhi is organizing a group art exhibition between 14th to 20th of June, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. An event, Melody of Saxophone, will be held at Yashwantrao Chavan Natyagriha in Pune, 8 p.m. on 19th of June. And in Bengaluru, a glass painting workshop is scheduled to be held at Dialogues Cafe, 100 Feet Road, 11 a.m. on 23rd of June. You can also send us details of upcoming events related to music, dance, poetry, theatre and other interesting art forms scheduled to take place in your city. You can write to us on sabrang.rstv@gmail.com. We'll try and include those in our show. For those of you who missed the television broadcast, you can watch the program online on YouTube and Twitter and also send us your feedback and suggestions about our program.
So for now, that's it from us in today's edition of Colors of India. We'll be back same time next week with some other enthralling performances by artists. Until then, take very good care of yourself. It's a goodbye from the entire team.